Hey everyone, Random Randy here. This is VEDA or Vlog Every Day in April for April 3rd, 2017. The boys and I went mattress hunting, which proved to be quite an endeavor, as the first place we went to on post apparently permanently shut down March 3rd and nobody knew. So we had to find somewhere else to go to get a twin-size mattress because this weekend my husband built a bunk bed frame for the kids because Killian is getting entirely way too big for his daybed was once a crib. And it'll give the boys some more space in their room for things instead of me having to stack their dressers on top of each other, which will be a nice change. So we had to find a mattress and we finally did. Apparently that model was so on back order that it would have taken weeks for us to get one, but it was the only place that we'd come across that had anything that was a good mattress for a decent price, as opposed to, well, why don't the kids just sleep on a piece of plywood, because that would be about as comfortable as most of these mattresses were. So because it was so back ordered, he ended up just selling us the floor model, and it was less than $100 for a quite nice mattress. So tonight, once my husband gets home, he's gonna take apart the frame that we've painted and we're gonna bring it inside, put it back together, and put the mattresses on it, and hopefully the kids will actually go to sleep and the excitement of having a new mattress / new bed will not be too much for them to keep them from sleeping. So there was that, and while we were out, we unfortunately had to get fast food because I knew that Killian was going to be falling asleep soon, so we got some McDonald's, unfortunately. I really hate getting that garbage when you're on the go because you feel it in a day or two and you're not used to eating it anymore. It messes you up pretty bad. Well, we were out today, and I will try not to get horribly emotional, but I make no promises. So there might also be some rather coarse language here because I feel very strongly about what I am about to speak on, and I don't feel that there are any words that properly convey the way that I feel about this as strongly as those not so family friendly words do. So if that's something you don't want to hear, or if you have sensitive kid ears around that you don't want exposed to that, you probably shouldn't watch the rest of this. So today, while we were out, as per usual, pretty much whenever we go into any of the towns here, there are always homeless people. And whenever I say homeless people, I feel like people automatically assume kids in like their 20s to 30s who you would see them and think that they were just lazy. Maybe they dropped out of college because it wasn't for them. Maybe they just don't want to work. Maybe they're just strung out, horrendously strung out and shooting up in the alleyways. Who knows? But no, when I say homeless people, I mean that the homeless people here specifically, maybe it's this way everywhere and I just never really noticed them before, but here the homeless people are older people who have lost their homes to fires and all sorts of other horrible things. And this man had a sign. I didn't take the time to bother reading it, but he was probably about my father's age. I would guess that he was probably in his mid-50s to 60s, somewhere in that range. He was very slender. His skin was wind-chapped. You could tell that he was outside pretty much all the time. His clothes weren't in the best shape. He had a backpack that you could tell had his entire life inside of it. And he was at the on-ramp to one of the towns nearby. as we were heading into town, and I wish that I had had something else to give him too, but all I had was $5 in cash. Usually I keep a few of the charity hats that I make. Usually I keep 1 or 2 of them in the car so that if I come across a homeless person, I can give it to them. Because here, even though it's starting to get warmer, the wind here is bitter. It is just cutting. It slices through everything. It is so bitterly cold. And it's really hard to see somebody like that. Because you look at them and you can tell that they're not just some drugged out junkie who chose to live a life full of substance abuse. This is somebody who's genuinely having the shittiest luck in the universe. And any kindness that you give them will genuinely go a very long way. And if you can't tell the difference by looking at them between somebody who is hungry and somebody who is cracked out of their gourd, then you have led a very privileged life. And I think that maybe you need to get out there and see some people who genuinely live in squalor and people who choose to live in squalor so that you can tell the fucking difference, because there is a difference. To give this man a $5 bill, trying not to burst into tears as I did so because it was all I had to give him, and having him gratefully shake my hand and thank me, and for me to have to tell him not to thank me, but to take care of himself, and I hope that things get better for him. It is absolutely soul-rotting to know that there are so many people who go through things like that every day. And you can tell by the way that he looked ashamed to be asking for help. He had that look on his face where you could tell that people had mistreated him, assuming that he's just some bum. Something that I think everyone needs to learn is that regardless of your social station, your pedigree, your job or lack of job, everyone is a fucking human being. And if you cannot treat every human being as if they are a human being, then you need to reevaluate your life. Because something is wrong with the way you are looking at this whole thing. If people would come together and take care of each other in times of need, we would be much less likely to have so many people having to live their lives on the streets. If everybody would think more about people as a whole instead of always looking out for only number one. If you can give these people anything, it doesn't even have to be money. If you keep extra blankets in your car for the dogs to sit on, and it's a clean blanket that obviously isn't covered in dog hair because that would be a horrible thing to do. But if you have an extra blanket in the car, give it to one of these people if you see them. It could save their life. You don't even know. It could save the life of a child that they're caring for. You don't know that they don't have other people that they're trying to take care of, and they are the most able-bodied, so they're the ones out panhandling. If you have any food in your pantry that's canned goods or non-perishables, that obviously isn't past the expiration date, but if it's something you've had for like 6 months and you know nobody in your family is ever going to use it, if it's a can and it has one of those pull ring tabs on it so you don't need a can opener, keep that stuff in your car. Give it to these people when you see them. It makes more sense than letting it rot and throwing it away. Seriously. Help people. If you are within the capability to help others, do it. There's no reason not to. If you're totally financially strapped, I can understand not giving to people like that. But if you, like we, are experiencing a bit of abundance and you can pass some of that on to other people and improve other people's lives, why the hell wouldn't you? Seriously. I just don't understand people. And for the record, you'll notice that I haven't mentioned God or Jesus in any of this. I'm not religious. I don't need a religion to stand behind to be a good person. You can be a good person with religion. You can be a good person without it. You can also be a shitty person with religion or a shitty person without it. That doesn't affect anything. The book or God or gods that you follow or don't follow should not be your only determining factor as to whether you are a good person or not. If it is within your means to help make somebody's life better, and you can do it without putting yourself out on the streets, by all means do it. Don't assume that you know anybody's story, because you don't. Unless they tell you, you don't know. So, on that note, I am going to go work on crocheting some more charity hats to keep in my car, because I'm honestly kind of frustrated and irritated with myself that I have been doing selfish for us makes for the last few weeks, so I didn't have anything extra to give away. But I'm going to go sit in the backyard and watch my oldest play while my youngest naps, and make some hats to keep in the car to hopefully help keep somebody warm. And I hope that the rest of my vlogs for the month will not be quite so, not really politically charged, but so injustice and rage fueled, I suppose. It really upsets me to see these people out there and knowing that there's only so much I can do to help them. It just really sucks. So yeah, if you've stuck around this long and listened to me rant and rave, thank you very much. I am going to lighten the mood a bit by tacking on an adorable video of my kids running around the mattress store like psychos, and a quick little clip of what the bunk bed frame looks like that we put together and painted this weekend. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye. Off your shoes now. No, we're not going to take off your shoes.
I don't want to.
Well, keep your shoes on, because once we pay for this and get the bed, we're going to get you guys in the car, and then we're going to head home. And hopefully Killian will take a nap. That would be nice.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Got the little guy. Killian, come on away from the door. Come on. Over here, bud. Yep, that's a big bed. Come on, sweetie. Come on. Come on. Let's go back over to the play spot where brother is. Over here. Over here. Go on over here.
Let's not make us get lost.
Yeah, they won't get lost that way.
Doing it wrong. Okay, we get silk to all of you go.